Well, as I said, you know, what with these ABC weather symbols, and we sort of tends to erode on the argument that we should keep the ABC and the SBS. I mean, as I said, the argument could be, why keep the ABC if they can't even get the weather right? I mean, had I known it was going to be a sunny day like this, I could have gone out on a field trip. Had I known that maybe the rain is actually coming tonight, not during the day, I could go out on a field trip today and do the sorting of seed tomorrow. But no, according to the ABC weather symbols, it was going to be raining today, and heavily. It was going to be the one day of the week where it's going to be raining heavily. But what I think they mean is it's coming tonight and it's going to bucket down tonight. But can we have a symbol that can actually tell us this? I mean, how's this going to influence my thinking in the election booth? It's coming, you know. Tony Abbott doesn't want to keep the ABC and doesn't want to keep SBS, you know. And there's this argument, well, if they can't even get the weather right, maybe he's got a point. Maybe we should get with the Lee Sales and the ABC, because, well, you can't even predict the weather in Australia, one of the most sunny continents on the planet. Yeah. Is it a good argument? I don't know, but this has been going on for almost a year now, almost from the very day they put in the new weather symbols. They've been crap. They really have. So now, there's no point. As I said, it's got to the stage where, if you know that, there's no point even looking at the weather symbols or even looking at the weather on the ABC. And then you've got to ask yourself the question, well, if it's no good looking at the weather symbols and the weather on the ABC, why are we paying these people? I mean, they're actually taking their money on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for falsehood, aren't they? You know, I can't even rely on them telling me it's going to be a day like this, you know? As I said, go and look it up online. Look at the weather symbol from last night, what they said that it was going to be today, on Tuesday. As I said, I've been planning ahead, saying, oh, Tuesday's going to be a wet day. You know, that's when I'm going to sort the seeds out. And come Tuesday, nothing. You know, looks like we might get something in, you know, you can see there's a front coming, but why couldn't they have told us that the front was going to be coming and it's going to be raining really heavily, but at night time? Why couldn't we have a nighttime symbol? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so yes, I think this election is more important and bigger than you're ever going to think it's going to be in Australia. Yeah. I mean, Hitler had his brown shirts, we've got our day glows and our night brights walking around, so, you know, I can see the equivalent now to those two. Anyway, over and out.